Okay, all right. Now today I'm here to make 3 different meals. I'm somebody who likes multitasking and cooking within a short period of time. So one, I will be able to show you how to cook goat meat, which is one of the African delicacies. I mean, any African knows that goat curry is very good. The next thing that I'll make is lamb, which is very popular within the Indian community. So this is very good and it's very soft. Now the next meal is barbecue ribs, pork barbecue ribs. Now we all know all Americans love barbecue ribs. So today I'm here to kind of like mix it up and make sure that everybody enjoys each and every meal. So I will put my dirty dishes away, and then what we'll do is we'll start with the goat. Now what I did was I covered the goat with meat tenderizer, which is here, just to kind of make it soft because we have to boil it first. So I'll turn on the gas and put the goat meat to start boiling. And then you want to make sure that you put just a little bit of water to have it boil and you know, make it soft, because not everyone loves meat that is too hard. So I'll go ahead and put the barbecue ribs in the oven. I already marinated it. Now, in order to make it easier for us working mothers, what we do is when I go to buy the ribs, I cut them up, and then I take some seasonings and you know, spices, and I mix it up and I freeze it. So this makes it easy because, you know, we all work 24/7 in America and life is very fast here. So in order to make it easier, you can always mix them up and then freeze them, and when you're ready to cook, you just take it and, you know, put it in the oven. So this is still frozen, but when I put it in the oven, it will kind of like you know, spread out evenly on the pot, and then we'll go from there. So I'll set up the oven to around 400. So while we let everything start cooking, here we have the goat, we have the lamb, and we have the ribs. What we'll do is I'll go over the spices that I will be using, you know, during our cooking show today, and we'll go from there. Now, one thing I wanted to encourage the mothers here is, you know, we always work 24/7 in America, but there are easier ways that we can always, you know, find simpler ways to cook, as well as, you know, do it within a short period of time. So within the next couple of minutes, I will show you what I'll be using here. Now this is real lime. Now I normally use real lime to kind of soak my meats and wash them, because sometimes people have, you know, issues with smelling the food. I'm somebody who's a very picky eater, so in order for me to stop smelling the food, I do wash it with lemon to kind of like absorb the smell of the food. And then this is for the mothers here. We always have easier ways that we can, you know, get things that are already cut up for us, because not everyone has the time to cut up, you know, green and red peppers and onions and cilantro. So if you go to most of our grocery stores, you'll get that most of the stuff have been cut up for you. So here I have the green, red, and yellow peppers. I have cilantro here, and I do have some fresh onions that I haven't cut. Now the reason why I have fresh onions is this is a frozen pack that is available at our grocery stores, at BJ's. It makes it easier for me and faster. Now it has a mixture of onions, but you can kind of see a few onions here, you know, within the pack. So in order to make the food have more taste, you can always cut up and, you know, add some more. Since we're cooking different types of meals, I just want to let everyone know that in America, it's very easy to get things locally. When I came to America, I used to think that we could not get things like Royco, which is a popular spice that we cook in, you know, we used to cook in Africa. But I can say we do have a lot of African and Indian stores that sell Royco, which is one of the best spices to fry the meats. I love sea salt because it's healthy. Now, most of the times I don't like cooking my food with salt, but since I serve each and everybody and people love salt, once in a while I'll put salt if I remember. If I don't, then, you know, they'll have to put the salt on the food. I love the chopped onions. I always use this as a finishing whenever I'm frying my goat dry. Now, these chopped onions, I can't even explain how they taste, but they're very delicious. So they add a bit of white to the food. So you'll see when I'm cooking, and I know you'll love it. We have the dry garlic chutney here. I got this from the Indian store. Now, I had to learn how to buy different kind of spices and try different kinds of, you know, condiments to mix the food, because sometimes you might not get all the spices that we're used to cooking in Kenya. So you have to kind of adapt to the environment you are in and the culture. So I can say right now what we're doing is cooking African food the American way. Now we have some rib rub here, which is got locally from the stores. You can always add a few extra spices, you know, to kind of make the food taste different. Now I know most Africans like hot food, so I have some chili powder here for the Africans. I have some Jamaican style curry powder for the Indians, just to make it kind of have some little Indian taste. Now the tandoori masala is going to be used together with the curry powder for the lamb. So this goes out to all our Indians there. And we have paprika. Paprika is very good because it does add some color to your food. It actually makes your food red, and you know, it kind of makes the food look a bit more, I can say, at the end of the day, you have to make your food look good and attractive to everyone. So paprika is something that makes the food taste very well, and it makes it at least have some nice color. Once you mix it with the cilantro and the green and red, yellow peppers, it will be looking very good. We're almost getting there. Minced garlic. This goes out to all the mothers there. I know we're all busy. We work 24/7. Those who have kids, we have like 3 jobs, taking care of the kids, the husband, you know, each and everything. This is locally available in the stores. So I'll put back all my spices. And finally, we have some curry powder here, which is good. Normally we have different types. Now this one is from Africa. This one is locally available from the African store. We do have several African stores here in Delaware. So you can always get it from the African store. We have the barbecue sauce. This is very popular within American culture. Kenyans, we love barbecue sauce. My son loves barbecue sauce. So this, we'll use it for the ribs. So I try to keep my spices intact. That way I'm not like having a very messy kitchen. So right now it's 2:05. If we can remember, we say 10 minutes we boil the meat. I do like covering my food because I definitely want the scent of the food to remain intact. So I'll just mix it up a little bit. Now this lamb, I must tell you that I'd like to take this opportunity to say thank you to you know, one of our Kenyans who are very successful here in America. His name is Paddy, and he actually offered to give us this lamb to, you know, cook. Now he's a supplier of different types of meats and other stuff that could be locally available in Kenya. He does make sausages which taste exactly like Kenyan sausages. So his company is actually called Farmer's Choice Sausages, and he does have the best kind of products. He also has locally stuff available. As you can see, we have ugali, which we make here. We have Weetabix, which my son loves. He takes it for breakfast. Very good for kids. We have cocoa. We have Bonvita here. We have Milo that is readily available. We have tea bags. So as much as we are miles away from home, we have each and everything. We're actually home. So this is actually our home. So we have our lamb. They are mixed up. What I will do is, as the goat takes long to boil, I will switch them and put the lamb here. That way we can kind of have it boil real quick. So one thing you'll always notice that I love cooking my meats in a regular frying pan. We call them frying pans in Africa. You know why? I believe they're called frying pans because they fry the food the best way. That's what I discovered. Now, when I came to America, it took me so long to realize that you can actually cook in pans and the food gets better, because it's very hard to get like the pots that come to actually the standards of your cooking. It depends on what you're cooking, because since they're non-stick, you'll find that you'll have so many rounds of looking for pots that, you know, don't wear out so fast. But what I discovered was the frying pans, which we used back home, really work best for us. Now for me, I can say cooking is like therapy for me. So anytime you see me cooking, this is where I put all my energy into. You know, it's the same way somebody might decide to go running in the neighborhood, or, you know, playing or whatever you want to do, or entertaining yourself in the evening. This is where I put all my energy to. And the moment I put all my energy to the food definitely comes out well. Now, my mom always taught me that you have to talk to the food. It doesn't make sense to talk to the food. What does that mean? And I asked myself several questions, you know, like, what does it mean to talk to the food? I just discovered this like more than 20 years back in my life, that talking to the food means putting more effort in it, concentrating on the food, and making sure that the food comes out well.